for my sharing today, I would like to share 3 things that we can get from the gospel sa atong ebanghelyo. The first is, Jesus came to fulfill a mission. Usa lang gyud ang iya misyon diri sa kalibutan, and that is to save us from the shackles of sin. What is the shackles or consequences of sin? It is death. Kay before Jesus came, before we were saved, when people died, they died in an absolute manner. Wala na'y kinabuhi nga afterlife. That is why when Jesus resurrected and ascended into heaven, He destroyed sin and death. After nato kamatay, naala gihapon tagihuwat nga ganti, most especially adtong nagsunod kani Jesus. Jesus had one mission. No hidden agendas, no personal intentions, because He could have, pwede unta siya mahimog hari kung naa siya'y hidden agenda at mga time. Remember, during Palm Sunday, when He entered Jerusalem, the people were shouting that He should become their king. But Jesus did not give in. He was laser focused on His goal in fulfilling His mission, and that is to save us through His death in order to conquer sin and destroy death and give us eternal life. That is the first thing. Second, Jesus was laser focused sa iyang mission. What was and how would He fulfill His mission? He ought to do it in dying, in suffering. Not just an ordinary suffering and an ordinary death, but suffering and dying on the cross. During that time, the cross was reserved for the worst criminals sa adtong panahon na. It was reserved for murderers, for killers. But Jesus gladly welcomed the cross and transformed the cross into something positive. From it being a symbol of hatred, of sin, of murder, into a symbol of life and hope. My dear friends, kita gihapon, sometimes sa atong kinabuhi, we should be laser focused on our goals. Yes, sometimes ang atong goals is to be material, to be successful in life, to be rich, to gain material possessions, to have a comfortable life, to have a beautiful family, to have a good work, etc., etc. These are all good things. But today, Jesus is reminding us to be laser focused on one goal. And what is that goal? That goal is heaven and no other. Because, ingon pa man, what is the use of gaining the whole world if at the end you lose your soul? It is useless. It is useless to gain everything that you want here on earth and to enjoy them for what? For 50 years, 70 years, 100 years? And after that, you suffer for eternity? If we weigh it out, mas bugat good ang eternity kaysa sa limited time diri sa kalibutan. That is why today we are being reminded by Jesus to be focused on our goal, and that goal is ultimately heaven. And my last point is, if you notice, the first person to see Jesus resurrected is not His apostles, is not His disciple, is not even His mother. The first person who met Jesus was no other than Mary Magdalene. And it shows us the priority of Jesus in coming to this world. He came to this world not for the righteous, not for the successful and the rich and the powerful, but He came to the world for sinners. And Mary Magdalene is the epitome, the symbol, the representative of all sinners in the world. Remember her story, no? She was the one nga gisapian sa pito ka demonyo, no? And why was it that she was given this honor? Because Jesus came for the sinners. Why would Jesus come for the sinners? Why would He not come for the righteous, for the rich and the powerful? Because if Jesus niabot siya para kining mga tawhana, which kumbaga sa population pa nato is merely less than 5%, then Jesus would only be saving the 5% of the population. That is why Jesus is so brilliant. No? He came for the sinners because all of us, no exemption, are sinners in the eyes of God. He wanted to save all of humanity, not only a particular group, not only the rich, the famous, and the powerful, but He wants to save everyone in all ages, in all times. No? Paano, no? If kitaon nato ang plano sa Ginoo, it is so brilliant without any loophole na kita makaingon, truly, no matter what happens sa atong kinabuhi, we ought to just trust in the plan of God, to have faith in God, because God's plan, God's brilliance, ingon pa man no sa usa ka quote, God's foolishness is the brilliance of man. No? God's plan is always on time. It is never late, it is never too early. It is always perfectly on the dot, on time. My dear friends, no matter how many difficulties, problems, trials nga ito giagian karon, never lose hope. Always trust in God. Always have faith in His plan. Because God's plan is always the best for each one of us. Amen.
Palihog manindog.
Mag-aambong kita sa Diyos.